Hello and welcome back to the Chicks with Sticks tournament. We are about to start a Midget A action game. I'm Cameron George, and beside me is Lauren Gowdy. Say hi, Lauren.
Hi.
This is your first time doing commentary, correct?
Yeah.
You nervous?
Oh yeah, very nervous.
Don't worry about it. We see the hometown Mariners taking on the Halifax Hawks. Mariners took a tough loss last night, 10-0 in their first game of the season. The Hawks have, like all other levels, have had a strong tournament still. What do you think of this game there, Lauren?
I'm hoping it's going to be a good game. I think that Halifax usually has a quite strong team, but hopefully Yarmouth can be just as strong.
Sounds good. You played for these Midget A Mariners last year. How was that experience?
It was great, actually. I really enjoyed it. We had a strong team last year. We made it to provincials. They've lost quite a few players, but the ones that they filled the team with are still great players. So, you know, I can definitely tell that they're filling our shoes really well.
Awesome, as we're ready to go at center ice. Face off one back by the Hawks. There's Healy. It's taken by D'Entremal. D'Entremal behind the Halifax net. Centering pass. Doesn't get through. Another attempt will be stopped, and down comes the ice is Halifax. Number 17, Mitchell. Mitchell shot. White covers that one up, making her first save of the game. As the face-off will be just to the left of White. White is the lone goalie for the Mariners. Face-off won by Halifax, sent in by Perano. Now taken over by the Mariners. Stopped at the line by Perano. Another attempt the Mariners have made. Shot attempt here possibly. Mitchell potting that one. As the first goal of the game happens. Face-off won by Halifax. Just a quick little shot attempt. Goes through everybody. Pick up that is Lewis. Shot in front of the net. Stopped up. Petrie sends it into the corner. And in back, taking it back of the net is Fitzgerald, who sends it forward, and that's cleared the rest of the way. Battle amongst the boards, and Halifax comes away with it. That's Barnable, who gets poke checked. The stick's caught up in amongst a Halifax Hawk. Halifax comes away with it. Up the wing. Centering pass attempt. And White will send that to the corner. That's Lewis. Stopped up at the line by Perano. Lewis in there for the Hawks, trying to clear that one into a spot. Shot attempt. And that's pushed aside. It's a battle in front of the net. Coming with it now is the Mariners, just firing it towards the center of the ice, and that's Healy sending that down the ice. The ref will pick that one up and take it down. There's posters in behind White, and I'm not sure if they're for or against the Mariners. I see 19. It says number 19, no one likes a hooker. Number 17, go for the goal. Hey, number 1, shut the 5-hole. Some signs up there showing support for one team or another. Coming here is number 17. Mitchell shoots. That's saved. We've seen some young players in this tournament. How old were you when you started hockey?
I was 3 years old when I first started hockey.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been playing for quite some time now.
You learned to play hockey before you rode a bike.
That's very true. I was brought up in a household where I didn't really have a choice, so I'm not complaining. I absolutely love hockey. It's my favorite sport by far.
That's cleared down by the Hawks into the corner. Mitchell looking for a shot. Tried to pass it to Woodfine, but Woodfine couldn't get a handle on it. In front. That extra pass causes the shot to miss. Healy with it at the point, sends it down. Stopped up by D'Entremal. D'Entremal behind her own net. Fires it around the boards. Stopped up by Healy, goes the other way. D'Entremal has to pick it up now. Mitchell coming away with it. The Mariners turn it around now. Stopped up quickly, and Doucette comes down the ice. Tries to go around Pereno, but Pereno will stop her up. Doucette still working with that one. Set up to Mitchell. And Mitchell's looking for that centering pass. Nice defensive play there by Kinney. That's play is neutralized possession here for the Mariners. Playing a bit of offense. Foul along the boards here. Turns out to work out for neither team as it goes just across the ice. Picard sends it out to Stewart. Stewart sends it up. Looking for the shot. That's put into the pads of White. That was Barnable trying to get a shot on goal.
I must say the goalie's doing a really good job for her first year playing goalie.
Kaylee White trying to get her first win of the year here.
I think she can do it. She's quite strong, just obviously a bit nervous.
Petrie played that forward to Stewart. Has to be taken and neutralized by Petrie. Petrie sends it forward into the corner. And picking that up will be Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald behind her own net. Goes by the offensive Hawk. The Hawks pick this up. That was Barnable sending it across. And that was stopped up by Stewart. Barnable sends it to Stewart. That's stopped up at the point. That was Pereno shooting towards the net. There's Petrie. Pereno, my apologies. And that's Barnable looking for the shot. Away with it now. Mariners come. Just shot towards the nets, and that's easily stopped up by the Halifax goalie. That's Chelsea Bowers in net. The numerical counterpart of Kaylee White. The goal for the Mariners. Face-off won by the Mariners. Shot attempted. Coming away with it now is Lewis. Lewis skates it up the ice. Passes off to a teammate. Paul looking for the centering pass. That's deflected into the boards. Another centering attempt. That's Pereno taking the shot. Pereno attempting to hold that in. It won't stay in. Back for it now is the Mariners. Hawks taking a shot. That goes wide of the net. And that's in. That's a no goal, called no goal. So the ref weighs that one off. Last-minute line change there for the Mariners. Up to the point for the Hawks. Back for it now is Petrie. Behind her, oh, net. Almost coughs it up to a Mariner, but Bowers will cover it for the Hawks.
We're 6 minutes and 12 seconds into the game. I think the game's pretty evenly matched right now.
Mariners at the point, takes a shot. That goes wide of the net, picked up by Petrie. To Mitchell. Mitchell falls. Kinney held that one in for him. Away comes the Hawks. Hawks have a 3-on-2. A shot attempt. Mitchell scores it. Number 7, Lindsay Mitchell. Picked up the second goal of the game. We saw earlier today the Valley Wild, who defeated Yarmouth last night 10-0, take on Eastern Shore and beat them 8-1. So Valley is clearly a strong team in the division. Shot off the shin guards. Hawks in the corner with it. Centering attempt. And that's shot wide. Stewart sends it in behind the net. Healy now for the Hawks. Bouncing off a bunch of players. There's Watson battling for it. Chasing it down now. There was a foot race between Healy and Doucette. That's just sent across the red line. Watson got that up in her skates so she couldn't use it. Mitchell going for the shot. White puts enough pressure on there to make her miss. Mitchell behind the net. Centering attempt. The shot was taken. Pereno's shot will not go in, though.
Doucette getting a little feisty in front of the net there. Of
course, no contact is supposed to be allowed in girls hockey.
Doesn't stop us.
Yeah, I was going to say, most girls don't want to listen to that rule.
No, I must say I'm quite dirty when I'm out on the ice. Most girls are.
Shot down the ice there. That should be an icing. And that will be an icing to go back into the Mariners zone. Face off to the right of White. Nice save with the helmet there made by White. It's called using your head. That's sent around the boards. Picked up now by Barnable. Barnable tries to send it forward to a teammate. Along the boards now. That'll be picked up by by Stewart briefly. As this is pushed forward even more into the Mariners zone. Behind the net that is. D'Antremont picks it up now for the Mariners. Trying to clear that out as 3 Hawks converge on her. Hawks attempting to get a shot off. It's to the top. And White will send that wide. Down the ice comes the Mariners. Looks to be D'Antremont firing that down into the opposite corner. Forks and the Hawks to regroup. Boudreau sends it forward to Doucette, but Doucette couldn't get the shot off. Along the boards, that's fired forward for the Hawks. Hawks very close to being called with a too many men on the ice call. Hawks come away with it now. Centering attempt. Poke checked away. Mitchell looking for someone to pass to. Tried to send it to the other Mitchell. Mitchell centering attempt to Mitchell. That's saved by White. Of the Yarmouth or Hawks team, who's stood out for you in this tournament?
I must say, although Yarmouth's putting up a strong fight, I think Halifax might be standing out a little bit more right now. They're putting more pressure on the puck. Seem to have more control of the puck overall.
And back to the other end on that icing call. Shot attempt there by Barnable. That goes wide of the net. D'Entremont sends it around. Can't get it to go out. Around the boards it goes. White will have to make a cover on that one. White's faced some pressure in this game. She stood up to it. Kaylee White, I believe doesn't her brother play goalie as well?
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
I
think that's kind of, she played on the team last year. She was originally a player, but she decided to switch it up this year and follow in her brother's footsteps, I guess.
That gets cleared out by the Mariners, and now we'll go all the way down the ice. And there's the whistle for the icing call.
We have about 1 minute and 19 seconds left in the first period. Hopefully Yarmouth can start picking it up and hopefully get a goal in.
It'd be nice to get that goal going into the intermission, and I'm going to have to say locker room because they're going to flood the ice in the first intermission.
Yeah, I think this goal kind of, if they were to score, would give us some momentum going into the second.
Shot attempted is deflected by defenders. Another save. White's all over the place in her crease, making saves. In front of Mitchell, off the post. Another save, that one sneaks in. After probably about 7 shots on White straight.
Yeah, it's hard to save that when she's scrambling in the net, but she made some good saves there.
The Hawks get a 3-0 lead. Hawks come away with it. That goal was scored by, I believe, Paul as well. That's a goal. So I believe Mitchell picks up her second of the game. This is taken away by the Mariners, but it's lifted away for the Hawks, and looking for that centering pass. Stopped up by the defense for the Mariners. There goes Doucette down the boards. Stopped up, and with some help, gets it out. Back in her own zone is Emma Fitzgerald. Spoke check free. Here comes Doucette. Doucette gets through one defender, but the other defender can stop her. Watson gets it for the Mariners. She holds it in. I must add about Watson's skates, they're very old school. Healy fires that down into the Mariners' end in the first period. So score 4-0 for the Halifax Hawks over the Yarmouth Mariners. We'll be right back after the flooding of the ice here at the Chicks with Sticks tournament. Hello and welcome back to Chicks with Sticks action here at the Mariners Center. I'm Cameron George. Next to me sits Lauren Gowdy.
Hi.
My apologies, not Pictou. They have to fix that one there. It's actually Halifax take on Yarmouth. Halifax is winning 4-0 over the Yarmouth Mariners. As the period's just about ready to go here. Face off won by the Hawks. Sent forward. Be picked up by the Mariners, but turned right back over to Mitchell. Mitchell moving up for it. Around the net. Attempted a centering pass. That's up to the point. That'll just be fired down into the corner. On the boards, that one goes. Up to the top. It's just sent down into the corner. Retrieving that now is Stewart. To Mitchell. Centering attempt. That's shot, and that's deflected away by White. Mitchell with it now. Pressure shot that hits a defender and goes wide of the net. Around the net it goes again with Mitchell. Shot, and that is in. And I do believe that's Mitchell's hat trick.
Wow.
I could be wrong, but we'll wait on the official word on that one. But 5-0 Halifax. Face off won by Halifax. Setting right in front of White. White will just bounce that one away. Lewis with it now in the corner. Taken away by the Mariners. That's fired all the way down the ice. Icing the call. Halifax always has a strong team here. Well, partly due to the fact they're from the city and more players to choose from. Changed the possession a couple of different times. So that's fired down by the Mariners. Halifax will have to go retrieve it, but pressure is on. As that's put right in front, but I believe Watson was not there for it. My apologies, Donald Tremont wasn't there for it. Set goes to take the face-off for the Mariners. Face-off won by the Hawks. Fired down from the point as the Mariners get ready to try to pull an attack here, but Mitchell goes the other way. She's got help from the other Mitchell, but the Mitchell-to-Mitchell pass was not connected. Turned around. And that's covered by White. Yes, off here to the right of White. Mitchell with a shot. That's bounced wide. Going to retrieve it now is Mitchell. That's L. Mitchell. Or Lindsay Mitchell. Fired towards the net. That's just gloved down by a Mariners defender. Down the ice it goes as Hobbs. Hobbs cut off. That goes through to Sweet. Sweet sends it up to L. Mitchell. Attempted to send it across to K. Mitchell. There was a defender there. And the Ice Mariners go. Defender falls trying to get the puck. That goes off the post, set in front. And Chelsea Bowers is there to grab that. Face off here to the right. Left, my apologies, of Bowers. Face off won by Halifax. On the boards, that is passed. Number 12, that's Barnable, out to the point for Healy. Across the line. That hits the defender and goes towards the corner. Picked up now by Stewart. Kept in. Now it'll be fired out. That's not enough for icing as Healy picks it up. It's up into the air. Shot chance here. That's just blocked by the pads. That goes wide. Hawks starting out in their own defensive zone. 2-on-1 chance. Breakaway at the blue line. Shot, scores. Barnable picks up the goal. Keely Barnable scores her first of the game.
Goal was scored with 8 minutes and 54 seconds into the game.
Face off at center ice. Hawks. Mitchell tried to take that, and one of the Hawks were offside. Taken at the point. Battle for the puck as Mitchell comes away with it, passes it back. Attempted to send that up to the point was Lewis, but she couldn't get it all the way there. Mitchell takes it now, looking for one of her teammates. Up to the point. Shot attempt, deflection. Nice save by White. Wide open net, didn't help her out much. As that one goes by. Possibly Paul that scored that one. Brianna Paul. If so, that's her second. As it's Hawks take it now in their own zone as they move their way up. Mariners take this in their own end, trying to clear that out. Paul picks it up, sent in front, and Kelly Waite makes another stop. She's faced a lot of shots tonight, or this evening.
She's doing quite well, actually. I must say, yeah, she's got a couple fumbles here and there, but for a goalie just starting out, I'm very happy with the way she's playing.
Foul along the boards here for it. Hawks come away with it. Woodfine attempts a shot, but she's shut down.
Halifax scores goal number 11, Brianna Paul. Assisted by number 14, Michelle Lewis.
It is scored by Brianna Paul, getting her second of the game. Across the blue line, shot taken. Squeaks 5-hole on White with a deflection in front. as the Hawks don't really make a big deal of it at this point. Stewart gets that goal. Hawks win the face-off. Across to Mitchell. Up to Healy. Centering pass. Looking for the shot. She can't get a shot off. There's to Mitchell. To L. Mitchell. On the point to Healy. Mitchell with it. She sends it down into the corner. That's going all the way back. L. Mitchell chases it. She'll pick that up. Little pressure.
Halifax goals to number 11, Brianna Paul. With assist number 7, Lindsay Mitchell. And number 12, Keely Thunderbolt at 7-18.
So whistle is blown. And the faceoff comes outside the Mariners' territory. Mariners have it, firing it down, gets it past Mitchell. And Doucette is not there for it, so it'll have to go all the way back into her end for it. To the right of White. Mariners try to fire that down, and that is going down the ice. Doucette's chasing after it, but Barnable is there with it. Around the boards it goes. Attempted to bring that up the ice, but it's stopped by the Mariners. Across the red line and sent forward. That's behind the net. There's Barnable. Takes a shot into the corner. White will cover it as it bounces weirdly off the boards and comes right to her glove.
We have 5 minutes and 9 seconds left in the game. Or this period, not the game.
L. Mitchell with it. As they tried to fake out White by having players in front, but she just goes down in the butterfly and blocks it. Hawks with it here. That's Mitchell. In the corner it is. Up to the point for L. Mitchell. L. Mitchell fires it around the boards. Stewart with it now. Turned back over to Stewart. She has pressure on her. Dulong picks it up for the Mariners, and she tries to fire that down. Coming away with that is Perano, who can't get a solid shot on that net. Two players up and against the boards. That's fired down the ice. Back to get it is L. Mitchell. Up the close side of the ice, the puck goes, and not enough for icing. And behind the net for the Mariners is Fitzgerald with it. Fired up the board, stopped by Kay Mitchell. Healy takes a shot at net, but Mariner there to pick that up. Whipped around the boards. Not out as Paul stops it up a blue line. Barnable with it at the point. Sends it around the boards. Fit now is Petrie. Out to Barnable. Back into the corner. Turned over. But kept in. Paul slaps that. Keep it in. Healy passes, but then gets it back. Paul holds that in at the blue line. Two players come together. Barnable taking a shot. Healy was looking for that secondary shot. On the way with it now is Hobbs for the Mariners. She'll get that out of the defensive zone, but the Hawks will send it right back in. Mariners get this one going to Doucette. Doucette carries it up the side of the boards. Up the ice now comes the Hawks. That's fired down by Picard. With speed was D'Entremont, but D'Entremont couldn't get a proper handle. Watson challenges the Hawks defender. Battle for the corner with it. That will clear the zone. Down the ice that goes. Icing call.
Got a final minute here in the second period.
So, how many times have you participated in the Chicks with Sticks tournament?
The Chicks with Sticks tournament, this is the 8th annual, and this is the first year that it's been going on that I haven't participated. We couldn't get a AA division in this year, so.
7 straight years, and how many of those 7 years did you win?
Oh geez, that's a good question. I think I've won at least, like our team has, we've won about 4 or 5 that I know of, that I can remember, but I remember just starting out when we had a team with Pee-wee, Bantam, and Midget girls all put together.
That would be a very mixed size team.
Oh yeah, I was going out against girls that were 7 times my height.
With it now is the Hawks. That's number 14. Lewis tries to center it, but away comes the Mariners. On the ice was Boudreau, but she's knocked down. Still held in at the line, but now the Hawks will clear it. That's fired all the way down. And there's the icing call, as Doucette couldn't pick that one up. Face off to the right of white. Face off won by the Mariners, taken by the Hawks quickly after. Centering attempt knocked away. Mariners attempting to clear this one. Doucette will try to break out with it, but gets shut down. Great effort there shown by Hobbs to keep that one from going back into her defensive end. And that's the end of the second. Teams will go to their benches and have a quick meeting before the start of the third. As White skates across the screen there. She's decked out quite a bit in pink. I'll ask you, what's the pink for?
Pink in the rink is for breast cancer awareness. A lot of the teams participate in it, and it's a great thing to see. I know my midget AA team participated, and the high school boys hockey team participated. It's a great thing to see all these people coming out to the rink with, the pink laces and sticks. And for a lot of times, the goalies get quite decked out too with their pads and their blockers and whatnot. So I love to see it personally, but it's kind of a neat thing to see, because especially even when the guys are getting involved with it, pink's not really guys. Well, I don't want to say that, but
I remember calling that game, and some of the manliest looking laces out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I must say that the Yarmouth Mariners are doing a good job. A lot of the girls that is on the team, it's their only first and second year playing hockey. So for a team that's mostly full of beginners, they're doing really well, and they're definitely fighting hard.
Yeah, the Halifax team definitely looks, in comparison to a veteran team,
Yeah,
both size and
for sure.
Their strategies are well down with their chemistry.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Hawks have that at the blue line. Battling along the boards. 2-2, battle for it. Nobody has come away with that one yet. If you're looking for a size difference, there's a pretty good example. Doucette was in that scrum, and she's one of the larger players on the team.
Yeah. She's not even that big either.
Behind the net for it now is Dulong for Yarmouth. She fires it up the ice. Hawks now have it. That looks to be Mitchell. That's Kay Mitchell coming up the ice. She's been no stranger to the red light. Around behind the nets. She's just going to circle. An attempted shot there made by Petrie, but she fanned on it. Down into the Mariners zone, the puck goes. I'm with now is Kinney. Back into the Mariners' end. Halifax team seems quite content to just fire it down, and they're in no rush to finish. The Mariners attempt to take this out of their own zone. Stopped up by the Hawks. Mariners still can't get that one to clear out. Effort there made by D'Entremont. Mitchell with it. Centering attempt. Mitchell with a centering pass. That one is sent wide. Down the ice, the Mariners come with speed. She breaks through the defenders. And risky move there by Bowers, but aggressively pokes that away. And then we'll cover up on this shot off of the poke check. Continuous clock is going on now. It's more than a 5-goal lead. So we will be counting down. This means now that 2-minute penalties are now worth 3 minutes. I believe 5s are 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's fire around behind the net of the Hawks. Hawks icing that one. As Fitzgerald's back there to make sure it was iced. If it wasn't, she was going to pick that up and carry it away.
It's nice to see a clean game. There hasn't been any penalties yet. I must say, when I was on the team, I served many, many, many penalties.
You and another popular penalty box person was Haru.
Yes, and along with Legier.
3 of you guys.
Yeah, we definitely accumulated some time in the box for sure.
Could have called you the Broad Street Bullies.
Yes. I take after my father and my uncle. Any Gowdy you can picture that plays hockey, you'll know that they'll be in the box for sure.
I think Doucette decides to, enough is enough. She'll take her 2 minutes and sit it out.
I guess I jinxed it.
3 minutes by 10. It's at 3 minutes with the running clock, though.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Doucette has not been a stranger to the box in this tournament. The last game, she served 4 minutes.
Yeah. When she gets into the game, she gets into the game for sure.
Mitchell with it now. Up the boards comes the Hawks. Healy just fired it down in the defensive zone. But here, Sweet takes a shot, and she goes a bit hard into the boards. On the net it is Sweet and Healy and Mitchell, all for the Hawks. Mitchell taking a shot. That's kicked away by White, and that secondary shot will be put in.
You can see that the girls aren't very familiar with the box there. I think that would have helped them in this kind of situation.
I believe Healy gets the goal on that one. Both out of sportsmanship and out of the fact that they have the leads. The Halifax aren't really flaunting a big celebration on it. They'll skate away. Player is apparently going off the ice. She's being escorted off. Something is obviously up. Possibly sick. The way her cage is open. Mitchell with it now. And there she comes. She'll skate around the net, which she's done most of the time. To the point. Shot tipped away from the net. Here's Petrie, sends it around the boards, but now the Mariners should be able to take it. Mitchell stops up and passes back to the point. The ice the Mariners come. Stopped up in the neutral ice. They'll push it the rest of the way. Here comes Mitchell. Poke checked away by Healy. He'll come along with it now. She's by herself with 4 Mariners. Fired towards White. White just hits that away. Along the boards is the puck. Doucette going around the Hawk, and she is taken away from, the puck is taken away from her. Woodrow fires that down into the Hawks' end. Paul with it, sending it up the ice. 2 players in. That's Perano taking a shot, and that's in. 10-0, Halifax over Yarmouth.
They have about 5 minutes left in the third period. It's counting down.
Mariners win the face-off. That's offside.
Halifax score number 10, Ashley Puriano with an assist from number 11, Brianna Paul, and number 12, Keely Barnaby at 5:17.
That goes down the ice after the Hawks shoot it, and that's going to be icing. They haven't no rush put the 10th goal up in on the scoreboard yet. Hawks with it now. Coming through center ice. That's broken up, and the Mariners try to go the other way. Turned right back around by Perano. Across to Paul. That's poke checked away. Hawks have it on their side of the red line. Mariners looking to clear this out of their end. Not enough behind it to clear it out. Now it will, nope, won't get cleared out. Now with it comes up Hobbs. Mitchell's there to take the puck away from Hobbs. Mitchell's got to be breaking at least 6'2". So there's no contest there on pushing and shoving. The blue line. Effort there by the defense, keeping that one from going too close to the net. Doucette comes away with it now. She misses the shot. Mitchell with it now. Shoots off the post. Along the boards, Mitchell with it. She does her little around the net thing and shoots. Stopped by Doucette. Turns, shoots, and that is in. I believe Paul has scored her hat trick as well now. White could not wait any longer for this game to be over as she slumps down in her crease.
It's tough to be a goalie, you know, especially when you're getting down by this much. It's hard to have a good attitude. I mean, even at the team, the players, it's hard.
And yes, that goes. Josie Dion-Tramal shoots. Another shot. Yarmouth still on the hunt for their first goal of the season, I do believe.
Halifax goal scorer number 11, Brianna Paul, with an assist number 17, Catherine Mitchell.
About a minute and a half left in the third period.
Hawks come away with it now. Down the ice they go. Mitchell has to stop at the line. Back for it is Barnable. Being chased down by Dion-Tramal. Back in the Hawks end. Healy tips that at the red line. Picked up now by Kinney. That's played forward by Petrie. Mariners come away with it. Not enough behind it. Hawks goalie Bowers will stop that up at the line. Healy sends that forward into the Mariners zone. 20 seconds remaining. Hawks take a shot. That goes wide of the net. Healy centering. Backhander. Woodrow attempts to clear that with the 5 seconds left. Centering pass. And that is the game. Chicks with Sticks tournament. This game is over in the Midget A division. Halifax 11, Yarmouth 0. On behalf of Lauren Gowdy and myself, Cameron George, and the MC Media crew, we'll see you for the next game in the Chicks with Sticks tournament, which will be coming up shortly.